Censorship in the People's Republic of China in 2012. Censorship has been significantly stepped up. The government maintains censorship over all media capable of reaching a wide audience. This includes television, print media, radio, film, theater, text messaging, instant messaging, video games, literature, and the internet. Chinese officials have access to uncensored information via an internal document system. Reporters Without Borders ranks China's freedom of press situation as very serious, the worst ranking on their 5-point scale. In August 2012, the OpenNet initiative classified internet censorship in China as pervasive in the political and conflict security areas and substantial in the social and internet tools areas, the two most extensive classifications of the 5 they use. Freedom House, a US-backed NGO, ranks the Chinese press as not free, the worst possible ranking, saying that state control over the news media in China is achieved through a complex combination of party monitoring of news content, legal restrictions on journalists, and financial incentives for self-censorship, and an increasing practice of cyber disappearance of material written by or about activist bloggers. Other views suggest that Chinese businesses such as Baidu, Tencent and Alibaba, some of the world's largest internet enterprises, have benefited from the way China blocked international rivals from the domestic market. Most broadly, the purpose of the censorship apparatus is to maintain the stability of the status quo system of governance under the CCP. This includes political censorship as well as censorship of content deemed obscene and harmful to public morality, although the latter justification can be used as a means to censor political topics as well. The more specific reasoning and logic of censorship is not publicized by the state. However, scholars outside of China generally tend to take two overarching views of its purpose. First, censorship primarily targets unauthorized criticisms of the party state. Or second, censorship primarily targets expression of sentiment that is conducive to organization of collective action. In 2013, Gary King, Jennifer Pan, and Margaret A. Roberts published research based on large-scale sampling of posts on a variety of Chinese social media, arguing that the primary motive for censorship is to quash potential for collective action and not prevent criticism of the government per se. Through regular, automated sampling of extant posts, the authors were able to analyze which were deleted over time, while drawing only from internet-based sources. King et al. Argued their data demonstrated that, despite widespread censorship of social media, we find that when the Chinese people write scathing criticisms of their government and its leaders, the probability that their post will be censored does not increase. Instead, we find that the purpose of the censorship program is to reduce the probability of collective action by clipping social ties whenever any collective movements are in evidence or expected. Further experiments conducted by King et al. Demonstrated and recreated mechanisms of censorship of social media. The authors created social media accounts to publish text online, tracking what was and was not deleted, and additionally obtained social media censorship software used by private corporations to comply with government regulations. King et al. Again argued their work offered rigorous support for the recent hypothesis that criticisms of the state, its leaders, and their policies are published, whereas posts about real-world events with collective action potential are censored. In 2019, however, Dimitar Georgiev and Edmund Maliski published an analysis of the data gathered in King, Pan and Roberts, arguing that the sample included critical posts garnered through state-led consultation campaigns, wherein the Chinese government specifically solicited public comment on certain proposals, laws and regulations. Georgiev and Maliski subsequently concluded that controlling for such condoned criticism, the strong thesis of King, Pan and Roberts, that collective action potential is the primary trigger of censorship, and not a criticism of the government, failed to stand. Rather, while collective action may be a strong, or the strongest, condition for censorship, general criticism is also a major target as well. Multiple organs of both the CCP and the Chinese state exercise various degrees of responsibility for censorship. The publicity department of the Chinese Communist Party plays a major role in censorship. It issues editorial guidelines for media nationwide, delineating topics that cannot be covered or must be covered in a certain way. In 2013, the Beijing News, a CCP-run newspaper, noted that the publicity department employed over 2 million public sentiment analysts across the country, who monitor comments on particular topics on the Chinese internet and see